Welcome back to Building Character, where we figure out how to play as your favorite fictional characters in Dungeons & Dragons. Join the Patreon to vote for Frodo or Gollum, and like and subscribe for better atrocities next time you play. Maybe. Today we're building Megamind from the movie Megamind, the biggest villain in the history of ever, with the biggest brain in the history of ever. Spoilers for the movie, he actually becomes a hero. It's just that systemic issues from class inequality made him feel like he needed to be a criminal. He wasn't born evil. This is what I mean when I say every piece of media is political. Freaking Megamind is political. Stories exist to convey meaning. That goes all the way back to Aesop! Anyway, here's the build. Let's start off with our goals for this build. First, we need a minion. Not a yellow chew toy and suspenders, but a fish in a mech suit. Next, we need to dehydrate people and objects, shrinking them down to conjure them back later. Finally, we'll get some robo-buddies to fly around and do work for us. Delegation is important for a good villain. For stats, we'll be using the standard point array from the player's handbook. Roll for stats if you want, just watch that intelligence modifier. Intelligence will be number 1, your Megamind, not mega something else. Constitution next. When you get donked by Metro Man, you don't die. That's pretty impressive. Dexterity after that. Sometimes you aim your weapons, and your armor is very tight leather. Follow that up with strength. You're not really a power lifter, but we just shouldn't have high charisma or wisdom. Your insight is bad, and the city hates you. You're a blue dude with a big brain. To me, that says Vidalcan, and if I pronounce that wrong, it's just a reference to how Megamind pronounces things wrong, not because I have no idea how to say it. You get +2 intelligence and +1 wisdom. Vidalcan cunning, giving you advantage on intelligence, wisdom, and charisma saving throws against magic. Metro Man and Titan are more likely to punch you, but maybe that's why there's no other big brain folks in the area. You beat them all out. Aether Lore lets you double your proficiency bonus for history checks related to Aether-powered devices, even if you don't totally get the names right. Build your own background for performance and sleight of hand proficiency. There isn't really a background for a space baby that landed in the American penal system. We'll kick things off as an artificer. You started inventing as soon as you hit the Shul house. Take Arcana and History for your skills of choice. You're a magical tinkerer, letting you put tiny magical effects into tiny non-magical items. Puffs of smoke, a small recorded message, or even a stink if you want to make a tiny stink bomb. Get 2 cantrips. Mending lets you put 2 pieces of something back together, or fix a crack in something, which will actually help make sure that minion's gorilla body thing is in good shape later. Message lets you whisper to someone 120 feet away, and they can whisper back to you for a fantasy walkie-talkie. For your first level spells, Expeditious Retreat lets you dash as a bonus action for up to 10 minutes, which should help you with the getaway. Shield of Faith is a little force field, adding 2 to the AC of a creature of your choice for 10 minutes, depending on your concentration, if you don't think that the getaway is going to happen. Second level artificers get infusions, little toys for you to build for yourself, because it's not like you're getting one from your parents. Sending stones are fantasy cell phones, letting you cast the sending spell to the other one and talk to people on the other side. Just remember, it's hello, not olo, when you answer it. Goggles of Night let you see in the dark with your dumb Veldacan eyes. Enhanced Defense adds 1 to the AC of a set of armor or a shield. You're wearing some very tight leather, it could be magic. And Enhanced Weapon makes a weapon magical while giving it +1 to attack and damage rolls. I'm sure some of the swords you have are special. Third level artificers can choose a specialty. Battlesmiths are battle ready, meaning that any magical weapon you make, you can use your intelligence modifier for with attack rolls and damage rolls. You're more of a caster, but that's fine. We're here for Steel Defender, which is a medium construct that can impose disadvantage on someone attacking its buddy. It can repair itself or other machines. You can heal it with a little bit of mending. There's a whole page for it in the Eberron book. I don't think of this as the minion. I think of this as the body for the minion. We'll get the minion in a second. You can learn special spells like Shield to add 5 to your AC as a reaction for a little at-will force field, and Heroism makes a creature immune to frightening while giving them temporary HP equal to your intelligence modifier at the start of their turn. You don't become a hero till the end of the movie, but hey, maybe this campaign is the sequel we should have gotten. We have 3 Despicable Me movies and a Minion spin-off, but only 1 Megamind? There's no justice in the world. Maybe I should become a villain. Fourth level artificers get an ability score improvement. Round up your dexterity and intelligence modifier because I don't like odd numbers. And I do like having better brain power and dodging abilities. Fifth level battlesmiths get an extra attack, letting you make 2 attacks instead of 1 with your action if you want to use a fancy ray gun that you build. Or just like a real gun. That might be a little dark. You also learn second level artificer spells like Enhance Ability, letting you give a creature advantage on ability checks of a certain type. Strength will also double their carrying capacity. Dexterity will give them immunity to falling damage from heights of 20 feet or less. And Constitution will give them 2d6 temporary HP. Just make sure that you don't accidentally give it to some guy who thinks he's owed romantic favors just because he pretended to be nice. Remember, nobody's obligated to be attracted to you, and if you're just being nice to them to make them date you, you're not actually a nice guy, you're a manipulative jerk. Dang, this movie's got all sorts of messages. 6th level Artificers get Tool Expertise, letting you add double your proficiency bonus to checks with tools you are proficient with, making your Tinkerer's tools and Thieves' tools a little bit better. You can also grab 2 more infusions. Boots of Elvenkind give you advantage on stealth checks, and Gloves of Thievery add 5 to your sleight of hand checks, which should help you with the heists you need to pull. 7th level Artificers get Flash of Genius, letting you add your intelligence modifier to an ability check or saving throw of a creature as a reaction, an amount of times per day equal to your intelligence modifier, making you actually kind of good at saving the day when you need to. 8th level Artificers get an ability score improvement, letting us cap off our intelligence score for the biggest brain we can possibly have in the game before we start multiclassing. Which we'll do now, by the way, jumping over to Wizard. This will let you grab spells and cantrips from the Wizard list. For cantrips, Shocking Grasp is a melee spell attack that lets you deal 2d8 lightning damage to a creature, and they can't take reactions until the end of your next turn for a little taser. Thunderclap lets you force a Constitution saving throw on creatures within 5 feet of you, dealing 2d6 thunder damage to those that fail, helping you keep yourself from getting overwhelmed. Finally, Minor Illusion creates a visual or audible illusion that fits in a 5-foot cube for a little low-grade bamboozlery. We'll get some more high-level stuff soon. Like right now, Silent Image creates a 15-foot cubic illusion that doesn't make any sound, but since Minor Illusion isn't concentration, you can mix and match. Both can be seen through with an investigation check against your spell DC, and don't hold up to physical inspection. That's okay though, they still look cool. Disguise Self changes your appearance for an hour. You can only get a foot shorter or taller, but just get a big pompadour. I think that still counts. Same deal with the investigation check here. Fog Cloud creates a smoke cloud in a 20-foot radius, heavily obscuring the area for up to an hour or until it's hit by wind or you drop concentration. Hopefully you're long gone by then. Find Familiar conjures a small animal like a fish that you can cast touch range spells through or use to spy through their senses. Since a fish is tiny, I think it wouldn't be totally ridiculous to say you put a bowl of water on your Steel Defender. That's how you get the minion, baby. Sleep lets you use some knockout gas, rolling 5d8 and putting that number of hit points to sleep in a 20-foot area. Should work on commoners, but probably not Metro Man. He's big. Since we're multiclassing spellcasters, check page 165 of the Player's Handbook to figure out how many spells you have at any given level. 2nd level wizards can choose a Shul. Illusion wizards get improved Minor Illusion, letting you make a sound and a visual piece with your Minor Illusion. That's pretty helpful, and you can pair it with Silent Image and Magical Tinkering. This just opens up a ton of lanes for you to be creative. For this level spell, Mage Armor isn't that creative, but it does make your AC 13 plus your Dexterity modifier when you're not wearing armor. The Black Mamba is so tight, it's like it's not even there. 3rd level wizards can learn 2nd level wizard spells. Invisibility makes a creature invisible for up to an hour or until they make an attack, cast a spell, or you drop concentration. I'd just use this to run away, but freaking Metro Man probably has invisibility sight. He has like 1 billion powers. You're just smart. That's not fair. 4th level wizards get an ability score improvement. Let's get that dexterity modifier up for cleaner getaways while we're a villain, or to avoid being hurt by bad guys once we turn over a new Leaf. Oh, it's pronounced leaf? Okay. For this level's spell, Enlarge Reduce lets you make a creature larger or smaller. If you make them larger, they get an extra d4 with their weapon attacks and advantage on strength checks and saves, the exact opposite if you make them smaller. If they don't want to get size warped, they can make a Constitution saving throw to resist. Just use it on Minion's body so you can ride on its back too. 5th level wizards can learn 3rd level spells. Fly gives a creature a flying speed of 60 feet for up to 10 minutes depending on your concentration. If you cast it with higher levels, you can give it to another creature for each level you move it up. So at this point, you could give it to yourself, Roxy, and the minion body. Everybody gets to fly, baby. 6th level illusion wizards get malleable illusions, meaning that when you cast an illusion spell that lasts 1 minute or longer, you can change what it looks like during that duration, which will work with spells like Major Image that creates an illusion that fits in a 20-foot cube. It smells right, sounds right, heck, it's even got temperature control. Same rules with the investigation check against your spell DC. I don't know how warm a giant projection of your face would be, but the difference between you and the lesser villains is presentation. 7th level wizards get a 4th level spell. Banishment forces a charisma saving throw on a creature. Failing that, they go to a harmless demiplane for up to a minute depending on your concentration. Then they come back when your concentration breaks or when the minute ends. This is how we're going to do a dehydrated person since they all come back fine, I think. I guess it doesn't seem like you did a long-term study to make sure they were all okay. Oh, also, if the creature is not from the same plane you're from, they go back to their home plane and stay there if you hold concentration the whole time. Megamind doesn't deal with a pit fiend in the movie, but he could have if they gave the movie a sequel. 8th level wizards get another ability score improvement. More dexterity is good. Everyone you fight is way stronger than you. Getting hit by them would hurt. For this level spell, Dispel Magic removes the effect of spells of 3rd level or lower automatically, and higher level spells with an intelligence check of 10 plus the spell's level, helping you get all that science juice out of Titan. Who cares why the day was in danger? You're the one who saved it. That's all that matters. 9th level wizards can learn 5th level spells. Animate objects brings 10 objects to life that are small or smaller, and larger things count as 2 more objects per thing. You could even get to something huge if you just want a big mech, or just a bunch of tiny machines flying around and attacking stuff for you. That's also nice. Whatever you decide to animate, they last for a minute depending on your concentration. 10th level illusion wizards get illusory self, letting you make an attack roll that would hit you, miss you once per short rest, with an illusory duplicate taking the hit for you instead. Again, we're trying really hard to just not get hit if we don't have to. For this level spell, seeming is like a mass disguise self, changing the appearance of as many creatures within 30 feet of you as your little heart desires, and that lasts for 8 hours, no concentration required. If someone doesn't want to look like your fake space son's fake stepmom, they can make a charisma saving throw to resist, but minions should probably be going along with the plan. 11th level wizards can learn 6th level spells. Instant Summons lets you dehydrate an object and store it in a tiny blue sapphire cube. Then when you crush that sapphire, the object will appear. It can't be larger than 6 feet in any direction and weighs 10 pounds or less. So now you can store people and things. That's gotta be good. Our capstone is the 12th level of wizard for one last ability score improvement. Cap off the dexterity modifier for the best dodging we can possibly have. For this level spell, Programmed Illusion lets you set up an illusion that goes off in a 30-foot cube and lasts until dispelled, letting you hide the entrance to your secret lair. Now that we've hit level 20, let's figure out how viable this build is. First, you've got plenty of options to bamboozle, tricking people into letting you get away or maybe even fully leaving town. You're also loaded with support spells to make the good guys even better, which is probably why you became a good guy by the end. Finally, your magical weapons and magical buddy basically make you 2 fighters in 1, double trouble for a solo hero. For weaknesses, your disguises are gonna be investigated. You got a low charisma score, and that's not gonna help you deceive intrepid reporters like Roxy. You're also missing out on the higher level spells you would have if you skipped out on the multiclassing. Finally, low wisdom means that charming, holding, and fearing spells are gonna be a big problem. Even if your blue boy powers give you advantage, -1 on the save means you're gonna fail a lot. But failure gives you the advantage of learning from your mistakes. Push the powers of your mind to its absolute limit. Summon swarms of robots and save the day you probably endangered in the first place, to be honest. Just watch out for someone who can see through your illusions. A solid reporter could mean that you've met your match. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, subscribe for more. We make 2 videos every week. Join the Patreon to vote for Frodo or Gollum from Lord of the Rings, and keep in mind I'm taking December off, so that video won't be out until January. Oh, and sub to Tulok and Mango for more Tulok fun.